Hi everyone!
So how was your weekend?
It was really relaxing, I would say.
Did you do anything like fun?
Yeah, I went to this music festival. It's my first music festival of the year. Like, I started going to music festivals thanks to my partner, Ian, and he introduced me to a music festival. And actually, I think that was our first transformative music festival. And I actually won the tickets for this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was really nice, and I appreciated the people who chose me as the ticket. But yeah, it was really fun, and this year it was really bigger than last year. So yeah,
Is it like an annual trip, like a festival, or?
Yeah, it's they hosted it the first week of May, probably around springtime.
Okay.
And last year it was in Nevada City, and this year it was in Cobb. And they had much bigger workshops, it was in a retreat center. So kind of like Vipassana center in Nepal kind of vibes. And it was peaceful, there was hiking trails. And yeah, really relaxing, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
I've never heard about it. I want to know, how did you come across this program or festival?
So I think last year Ian listens to this radio, the KZFR, and then they were giving away tickets as a part of their flash drive for donation. Okay. So we bought the tickets last year, and then we had never attended a music festival like that. I mean, for me it was a new experience. And then last year also they had ecstatic dance and really medicinal music, really soulful music. It was a mix of house music, electronic, but more blissful. And everyone was dancing. There was vegan food, and there's no alcohol. And all the food vendors are vegan, so it's organic food. It really. The theme is being immersed in a community, and it's camping. So there's no hotels or something that you have to camp. So people camp in their car, RVs, and stuff like that. And you also have the option to do glamping.
Okay.
So that's how we came across this fest. And then this year they released the tickets, and we were we didn't know who was going to play, but we were we're going to this. And I saw the workshop, retreat, and yeah.
That sounds really good for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
So this month is also about mental health. Mm-hmm. So I think talking about your experience with your music festival, I think it's going to be really good exposure for people as well to know about what is out there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say, what motivates you to go in programs such as this?
Actually, after COVID happened, we've been really, inside and not really being connected to the community or society. And even if I go to social gatherings or meet with people, then I get anxiety. Okay. And I had the same feeling because I hadn't been to a group of gathering or with an event where there's a lot of people, So I tend to be anxious and kind of hold myself back. Mm-hmm. But this festival, there were a lot of people who were in the same consciousness level, and they helped me open up more. And even my Ian, he also helped me open up more. And I whenever I'm in a big social setting, I tend to be judgy. Who's doing, because I lose my attention a lot. I get distracted, but at the festival, it was more kind of tuning into myself, tapping into myself, So it was a really safe space for me to be myself and to express myself.
I see. So while you were in there in that program, what emotions were you feeling? What was the environment like?
Yeah, a lot actually. So when you're camping, you have to set up everything, right? Since we were camping outside, it was not we didn't have a van or something, and then we had to park the car and then we have to load our stuff in. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of detours, you have to bring the stuff in, put it back, go put it back. But the setup took a long time, and we did a pretty good job setting it up. And after the setup, it was really nice. I was tired and nervous, excited. and it was just like I was being impatient because the workshops had already started, and then we still had to set up the camp. But then we went there, and then yeah, it was just like a mix of emotions. And then when the music started playing, they had like a big hall where there's a lot of people coming in and dancing, and I was like, oh my god, you know, like you're dancing among different people, but then the energy, everyone's energy is so nice, and then when you're meeting new people, they hug you, you know.
Okay.
And the one thing I noticed at the festival, everybody gave so tight hug.
Okay.
And that was like, you felt like a part of family. It was not like in a creepy way, you know, like
Yeah.
you're hugging a guy, like, yeah. It was not in a creepy way, but it was just like they were spreading, they were channeling their good energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell, you know, by the conversation of people, because where I live, like when you're around like grocery store, supermarket, you don't feel that same kind of energy with the people, but at the festival, yeah, it was like a different kind of energy. And but definitely when I was dancing with other people in the same room, like a lot of people, you know what the word when you're like scared of like being in a crowd, or like there's no space and then you feel
claustrophobic.
Yeah, claustrophobic kind of. I felt kind of that way. So like at some point I was like, I told him, let's go outside and take a breather, and we did that for a couple of times.
Okay.
But yeah, if it was like a lot of space, like a big playground like last year, it would definitely help ease my anxiety. But at night, I think the county people, they didn't want the music being too loud, so that's why they had to do it in a small setting.
Okay.
Past 9 p.m. So if I am in like a crowded place like that, then I definitely, you know, can't control my nerves, and I want to like, because I want to be like free, you know, express myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I felt, honestly.
I know you were gone for like a couple of days because I tried to reach out to you, and then you know you're no network, no area. How long were you gone for?
So it started was for 4 days, but I went. We went like Friday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 nights.
Okay. So 3 nights, 4 days.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Okay. So out of all those activities that you did, seems like you did a lot. There was a lot.
A lot.
What stood out to you? Like which specific activity was like, oh yes, this activity, or like this something made it worth it. Like, you know.
I think I told you, there were a lot of like from acro yoga to like the kundalini to ecstatic dance, cocoa ceremonies, stuff like that. And I think one of the workshops that stood out to me was Sahara Rose workshop. I told you, I was like, I didn't know she was coming, but then I saw the flyer and I was like, oh my god, Sahara Rose, she's hosting a twerk workshop.
Okay.
And I'm kind of shy, like, because we don't have that kind of like workshops or events where we fully express ourselves. And when she started like channeling that Shakti energy, the workshop was called Shakti Twerk.
Okay.
And it was like everybody was letting go, like getting their body. Like the main idea was to let your sacral chakra grow, because I think that's a part of like creativity and grounding. And the main theme of the festival was like to ground yourself in intuition and intention and do everything with love and heart. And in the beginning I was like kind of shy, like only moving like this. But then after that, I was wearing the same like this t-shirt or like this top and then loose pants, and then one of the girls was like, aren't you too hot in that? I would be like sweating. And I was like, okay, but I was too shy to like take it all off, because
something new.
Something new. So I think that at that moment I kind of let go of myself and really enjoyed in the moment. It was just an hour, but everybody was dancing. Like there were too many people, but nobody cared. They were just in the zone.
Okay, that sounds really amazing. Actually, did you connect with anyone like who had like similar thoughts? Like were you able to build any like strong relationships there? Like did you make new friends or like somebody who you can connect with?
Yeah, that's one thing I think that surprised me, because last year we did not connect that much, because it was mostly we didn't know anyone, and we talked to a couple of people, but this year we met a lot of friends, like the camping people were really nice, and a couple of people who stood out to me were like, I met one of my friends from the spiritual sorority. Two friends, like I was like, I saw her, she's an artist and she was in the Bender place, and then so I texted her, but there were a couple of soul sisters that we connected, like we exchanged numbers, and then we were still in touch. And just exchanging the good vibes energy, I would say. But yeah, definitely like we come across each other and then we exchange, hugs and then dance with each other, even though you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly I would say like sisters and brothers who are really, shining their light, I guess.
Are they also like, do they go every year or were they new as well?
I think a couple of them were new, but most of them were like artists or like workshop hosts, retreat facilitators, kind of like that, who do the same spiritual energy readings or like practice work in the realm. Yeah.
What would you say, like after your experience, what would you say is like the thing that you learned most from it? Or like something that you learned that you would be doing on your daily basis?
I think one of the things I learned is to do everything with intention. There was a sacred fire circle where they spoke their intention and they offered ash or something, and the music they played reminded me of back home because it was kind of like Native American kind of, and remembering your tribe ancestors. And then at that moment I remembered my parents back home, family back home, and it brought me back home. And then I think that's one of the things I learned was to do everything with intention. Like whenever you're like eating something, drinking something, or consuming anything, like just be sure to take a pause and then pray for it, because everything you're doing is with intention and heart, and the food you're eating is medicine.
So how would you say the High Vibe Festival helped you like grow personally as well?
I would say like it helped me grow personally because a lot of people have this idea of music festivals as like partying with heart, being musically like alive in a way, and then this kind of like transformative festival really helps you dive deep into who you are. Like it helps you go deep into your intention, like who you are inside, and then that's how it starts, I think, and that's the theme of the whole festival. You're being conscious, like being exactly aligned with what you're doing, and then also being immersed in a community of like-minded people and sharing that same high vibe. That's what it means, like high vibrations, and everyone is like teaching you something. Every human being you come across in the festival, they're like so high vibes, and then they're like doing something, they're getting in their own body and like enjoying themselves. So I feel like when you see that kind of like energy, you want to radiate, and then you take the energy and then you embody it, and then you also bring it alive. So I feel like that helped me get out of my head, just being in a zone, not be too much in the judgment zone. And it also helps you it teaches you to be self-sufficient, because you're camping, it was raining and there were storms, but the struggle was worth it,
Overall, you'd say it was worth it, 100%.
Yes.
So what would you like to, let's say, to summarize, how would you say your overall experience was with them?
It was really liberating, I would say, like fulfilling, and definitely would do it 100%, more time. The investment is worth it, and the workshops, the retreats, like the facilitators we saw, it was a lot, but then you get a lot out of it, like the yoga. Like one night, I think I remember Friday night we stayed up until like 1 or 2 a.m. and then Saturday in the morning we had a yoga class at like 7:30.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, are we going to go? And then let's go. And then we just got ready in like 30 minutes, and then we showed up for that class. And then it went really well, and we just feed off of each other's people's energy. And then the conversation was also like really nice. And you go in the sacred fire circle, and then you don't know anyone, but then they're talking to you, and the conversations are so rich, and everyone is like vibing off, So it's really different. Yeah.
Would you say like, was there any experience like that felt like, oh yes, this is it, and I'm so glad I came, like I had this experience, or like this person, I met this person? Do you have anything that something resembles to it?
I think now that you say that, so we were doing like a yin yoga class. Yin yoga is like when you're winding down, relaxing.
Okay.
It's like an evening yoga, and when we entered that yoga class, there were only like 5-6 people, and then a lot of people started showing up, and then the facilitator she said she would be massaging, our legs or hands, and then she was like, "Are you guys okay with me touching it?" And I was like, "Yeah." Everybody was like giving consent to her. And then when she massaged my neck, shoulder, yeah, it felt like so nice, And because I tend to hold a lot of tension in these areas, and then when she touched it, I was like, okay, I need to let it go. So yeah, I felt like I was at the right place. A lot of revelations came to me, and normally, I don't know about you, but I feel like we don't listen to our intuition a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I'm scared to sit by myself and listen to my thoughts.
Yeah.
But yes, I feel like that was a really awakening, and we're still on the journey. So,
do you have any advice for example, for me, I do want to go in these stuff, but I'm a little bit hesitant. I tend to be on more of a shy person. I don't know. I just feel like I won't be comfortable with it, or I'm a little bit hesitant with this, right? So, what do you have any advice on why I should go there?
Yeah, definitely. If you're shy, I think I'm also shy like you. I told you when the tour workshop, I was kind of holding myself, moving my body, and I didn't realize how much tension I had on my hips too, because we're never taught to let go.
Yeah.
If we choreograph, women are taught as I don't know, they give words or they call us names. So that workshop was really liberating, and to let go of your body, let go of the sacral chakra. So yeah, if you feel shy, I would definitely say that would be the first experience for you to see yourself.
Yeah.
To let go, to get out of your head and just try out new things, like you say. So I'm still shy too. I feel like next time I am going to not hold back and then just let it go.
That was actually going to be my second question. Next question, of course. The question was, do you think you were more comfortable because this was your second time? For example, just to give you an example, if it were to be me, you think my first time would be more analyzed than to actually do it? Or do you think if I go there, then with the vibe, I will get along with it and just do it?
I think you will get along and just do it. Yeah, because this is an open space, and then no one is judging you. Nobody. Because everybody is getting the flow, channeling that energy, so no one is going to judge you or see what you're doing or give you cross eyes for dancing like that. No. So I feel when you experience it for the first time, you just get along and then go with the flow and let it go. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, so my last question would be, would you go for next year or again and again?
Yeah, so definitely, and then I'm keeping in touch with a lot of my friends from the festival, and then learning more about the Great Conscious community and other festivals to be a part of the same tribe, or to spread high vibes, or just stay connected with the healing community, I would say, because I feel I met my people in the festival, and I would like to continue the same work.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm calling everyone of my friends who are interested in experiencing yoga workshop retreats, because it's kind of like a retreat / music festival, and you get to be a part of amazing workshops that are good for your mind, body, and soul, and then also be a part of music. The music they play is
what kind of music do they play now? I don't know.
It's blissful music, house EDM, but not that hard,
It's more like a reggae-ish type.
Kind of depends. Afro beats. Depends on the
what kind of program you're having.
Yeah. Okay. But they do offer sound healing, and the opening ceremony was really nice. They had drums playing. I think the artist was really powerful. Her performance was powerful, and they have performers all over the the stages, and that's amazing. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's fun to see people expressing their art, because we never do that, or I don't know, I didn't experience that back home, right? So it's definitely a different experience and journey. So yeah.
Okay, do you have any last words?
No, I feel like, yeah, I'm happy and blessed to be sharing this with you, and glad you have an open mind.
We'll go together next year.
Yeah, we'll go together. Yes. So yeah,
How much were the tickets, by the way?
this is not bad. Yeah, 250.
Okay.
Or like the early bird, I think they do that for first come first serve basis. So it's like 200. Not bad. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do that next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's all for this episode. We will catch you again on
Yes.
our next one.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, guys.